guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new here, new to my channel, hi, my name's Masha. I am 24 years old. I am a stay-at-home mom. I have two kids, a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old, and I'm currently pregnant with my third baby. And for those of you that are old here, not new to my channel, I mean, welcome back. And I did get a haircut. Yes, I hate it. Yeah, moving on. So as you guys can tell by the title, I am doing my 15-week bump date. Okay, as of today, I am 15 weeks and 5 days pregnant. Each week starts for me on a Sunday. So I really like doing these baby update videos because I still currently love everything pregnancy, labor, and delivery related. And then also, I just love looking back at these videos. I was recently looking back at when I was pregnant with Aria, and I kept calling it a he and stuff like that because I was so convinced that it was a boy, and I'm like, and I just love looking back to see where I was at, 18 weeks or 26 weeks and comparing it to now. So anyways, let's get started with everything. So let's see here. So I am currently using the Bump app. I think I used this for both of my other kids. I really like this one. It shows like more of a realistic image of how the baby looks, and I don't know, I like the stuff it says. I'm not really picky with my apps, especially because this time around I'm not looking at the baby app as much as I was with my first pregnancy. But anyways, my baby at 15 weeks, baby is the size of a navel orange. That is 4.02 inches and it's 2.5 ounces. So this is what I mean by kind of a realistic looking thing, and you can like move the baby around. But yeah, I really like this app. All right, moving on. So first off, I have been wanting to make these videos for such a long time, but I just have not had time, made time for it. I've been literally meaning to do this for such a long time, like way in my first trimester, but I'm already in my second trimester. So I'm just gonna have to give you guys a first trimester overview, how everything went. First things first, how I got pregnant. Okay, so I didn't want to try for another baby for another couple years or so, or maybe a year, another 2 years or something like that. I wanted to take a little break. And then my husband, back in December, he just, out of the blue was like, hey, we should just start trying for another kid. And I'm like, I don't know about that. I'm like, well, I don't know how long it's gonna take me to get pregnant because it took me 6 months with my first and 4 months with my second. I don't know how long it's gonna take with this one. So I'm like, I guess we can start trying. Long story short, I got pregnant the first month. And the dumb thing is that my husband, he's the one that, was like, hey, let's have a baby. Let's have another baby, kind of thing. And he is the one that keeps giving me these terrible reactions for when I tell him I'm pregnant. I didn't record him the first time I told him I was pregnant with Theron. His reaction was like, okay. And I'm like, I'm so glad I didn't record you. The second time around, he's like, nice, high five. Didn't record him there either. And the third time around, I was really hoping to get a good reaction since it was his idea. If you guys want to see it, it's like a couple videos back or something like that, his reaction. Disappointing. But anyways, we are so excited for this baby. And the one thing me and Slavic keep talking about is we are both so excited to see this baby's personality. So anyways, the first month that I got pregnant, I had a feeling that I was pregnant on Christmas Day. That morning I did get an evaporation line, and then later that day it was a negative, and a couple days later it was still negative, The reason I thought that I was pregnant, and my husband thought that I was pregnant too, was because it was like Christmas morning and I opened this door and my mom out there, she was cooking something. The smell hit me so hard and I'm like, whoa, like what is that smell? And my husband's like, what smell? Are you pregnant? And I'm like, I don't think so. But that's like the one thing that I know about my pregnancies is that I have a very, very heightened sense of smell. So all of my pregnancies have been really good and I've never like thrown up or anything like that, but I have been getting occasional nausea. Even in this pregnancy, in the first trimester, I did get quite a bit of nausea. I have never thrown up though. So my nausea, it kind of goes with my food aversions. Like if I smell something or if I'm cooking something, I don't know. That's when my nausea hits me. It's not just like out of the blue. It has to be if I smell something or if I see some food that I'm like, that does not look good. Usually greasy food will do it for me. But yeah, the one thing that I've noticed, the funny thing is that actually when I'm cooking, the longer it takes me to cook a meal, the more nauseous I will get and I will not end up eating it. Sandwiches have honestly been a lifesaver for me because they literally take like 2 minutes to make and I'm just like, I'm all set. Oh, and another thing is, so before I got pregnant, or maybe during my early in my pregnancy, I made a ton of freezer burritos and they literally took a couple hours to make. So when I ended up like heating myself one up, I was so nauseous and I'm like, no, I'm gonna pull through this because I have a whole stack of like burritos in my freezer. So I'm like, I'm going to eat this burrito. Fast forward to like 20 minutes later, I was like standing by the trash can, just like gagging and crying because I could not stop gagging. So basically, I'm not gonna do that to myself again. With my food aversions, I've kind of been like, you know, to greasy food and stuff like that. So when it comes to like salads, fresh food, easy to make food, that's kind of the stuff that I've been like more drawn to. But I would not say that I've had like cravings. And then the final thing that has been kind of like bothering me throughout the first trimester is I have been breaking out quite a bit, which is not normal for me because thank God I have pretty good skin in general. It's nothing I do, you know, I don't do anything to have good skin. It's completely thanks to God. But yeah, this pregnancy, I don't know, hormones, whatever, but I've been breaking out like along my jawline and then on my cheeks and then like up here too. So yeah, that ends the recap of my first trimester. Let's fast forward it to now. 15 weeks, 5 days. So let's talk about my weight gain. My least favorite thing to talk about. I am currently up 3 pounds and I guess that's pretty good. My midwife says I should be up 5 more pounds by 17 weeks. So I am really hoping that I only gain like 25 pounds this pregnancy, just because the more you gain, the harder it is. And I'm not like concerned with like stretch marks or anything because I'm basically just like one giant walking stretch mark. I literally have them all over my body and I don't know, they don't bother me at this point. All right, moving on. Let's talk about my cravings and aversions now, as opposed to like the first trimester. I'm not really craving anything. Again, I prefer foods that are quick to make versus ones that are longer. I'm still having the same aversions. So at my last prenatal appointment, I think it was a couple weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, I told my midwife I was not feeling good, I was nauseous, and it was like that for like the last 3 days before my appointment. And my midwife says around 16 weeks it should be calming down. So I only got a couple more days until hopefully this like really bad food aversion thing goes away, like the nausea with the food, you know, that I don't like. Okay, moving on, let's talk about how I'm currently feeling, you know, like pregnancy symptom wise. I do get the occasional headaches, but I can get rid of them pretty quick. I don't know if you guys are believers or not, but the one thing that has really helped my headaches is I just pray and it goes away instantly. Like I'll notice I'll get a sharp headache right here and I just kind of pray over it and it'll go away instantly. It has never failed me to pray over it. And then I do, unfortunately, I have with my last 2 pregnancies and this one now also, pregnancy insomnia. It sucks. Last night I had a terrible night of sleep because I'm just like literally laying there wide awake. Just like, come on, please fall asleep. I'm so tired. I have to get up in like 2 hours. My kids are gonna be up. I don't have the option to sleep in, you know? So if you guys have any like tips or tricks for pregnancy insomnia, send them my way. You probably have to email me or DM me on Instagram because I'm pretty sure my comments are still not available, unfortunately. But yeah, you guys can find my Instagram and my email in the description below. And then the final pregnancy symptom that I've really noticed is that I've been extremely emotional. I don't know if I'm crazy or if the things that, you know, people say are actually offensive. I don't know, but I have noticed that I've been extremely sensitive lately. I think yesterday or the day before yesterday was a really, really rough day for me. I know for sure that my hormones played a big part in it. I was having a really bad day because my husband, I called him in the morning. I always call him when I wake up and he didn't pick up his phone and I called him and I called him again and I texted him like, why can't I reach you? And he didn't text me back, which is super weird. So I got really scared and I started getting a whole bunch of thoughts just flying through my head like, he probably got in a car accident, he's probably hurt, like what if the police come to my door right now telling me, you know, can't even say it because I'm like, start crying, even though it's not real, you know, but it's these thoughts were just going through my head, like flying through my head. And then I looked at my husband's location and it said his phone was here. So I was so confused. I'm like, is he home? I looked, his car's not there. I set his ringer to go off at the loudest volume and I found his phone and I'm like, okay, he left his phone at home. And I used his phone to call his apprentice and I'm like, is Slavic at work? And he's like, yeah, he's like right in the next house. And I'm like, oh, thank God. And that kind of calmed me down. And then the rest of the day I was like, it was just like kind of going through my mind, like the scary emotions that I just went through. And then at the same time, I was thinking about my best friend who had died in a car accident. It was just a lot at the same time. I knew that my hormones were playing a big part of it. And how I knew that is like, I went to go take a shower and then I came back here to the room and my husband was just sitting here because he came home from work a little early. And I just came in and I saw him and I'm like, hi. And I just started bawling and I was crying and I was hugging him and I was crying and then I'd stop crying and I feel totally fine and then I just start crying and sobbing again and I'm like, these are pregnancy hormones if I've ever felt them. So yeah, sorry for the long rant, but that's pretty much how it goes every once in a while. Yesterday or whatever it was, the day before yesterday, it was just extra. Moving on, next up, sleep. I know I already talked about pregnancy insomnia, which yeah, I do have, but also sleeping positions. Oh my goodness, I cannot find one. Not a good one. I'm literally tossing and turning all night because I can't sleep on my stomach. I guess it's not safe at 15 weeks, even though when I like do roll over to my stomach, it doesn't feel that bad. Like I don't feel my belly in the way. I just feel kind of guilty like sleeping on my stomach. And I am a stomach sleeper. I love sleeping on my stomach. It's like the one position that I guarantee to sleep like a baby in. But yeah, right now I'm just having a tough time sleeping. Let's keep going. So, let's talk about if I'm feeling movement. First pregnancy, I felt baby kicks at 17 weeks. Second pregnancy, 17 weeks, but I felt quickening, I think that's the term, around 13 weeks or something like that. And I started feeling them really early on this time too, just like the butterflies, like a little fishy in your belly kind of thing. That's what it feels like because the baby can't really kick yet. But the other day, maybe like a week ago, I actually felt like, so when I put my hands on my belly, I felt like a little flop in there. 100% sure that was baby, and it made me so happy. But yeah, I can't wait to start feeling the actual kicks and feeling them like multiple times a day, because right now I only feel it like once a week, once every 2 weeks. Okay, so next up, let's talk about gender. So we are doing the, the anatomy scan around 20 weeks. I don't have that scheduled yet. I'm hoping that they call me soon to schedule. So the question is, are we going to find out the gender? Because as you guys probably know, last baby we did a surprise gender and it was totally completely worth it because we thought it was a boy the whole time and it was a girl. So we are going to try to find out the gender this time. So the main reason for that was because I want to start calling the baby by name so that my kids can kind of get used to it too, you know, like, hey, this is baby R or baby, I don't want to say it. So they can start saying it now, and then when I bring the baby home from the hospital, or, you know, when they come visit at the hospital, be like, this is baby, the one that we were talking about, you know? But here's the thing. I don't know if Slavic and I should find out at the ultrasound together or if we should do a gender reveal. This is our third baby. I honestly don't care if we just find out at the ultrasound. Slavic, I've asked him a couple times, but he hasn't given me like a definitive answer. So yeah, if you guys have any thoughts on that, you know, hit me up. And then the last thing we are going to talk about is the baby names. Last time around, we did not share the baby names with you guys because the first time around when we did, we didn't share with you guys. We actually shared with family and friends, and we got a lot of rude comments. And when you're pregnant, that is the last thing you want to hear. So second time around, we're like, we're not telling anyone. You guys do not deserve to know. So I don't know this time around if we're going to share the baby names or not. We are set on the baby boy name. We've had it picked out for a long time, but the girl name I absolutely adore. But Slavic, not so much. I'm really trying to get him on board. I love the name. I love the meaning. I think it'll go perfectly with our baby names. We have Theron, Aria, and this new baby. I think the baby girl name will fit in perfectly. But if you guys have any ideas for baby girl names, baby boy name is chosen, okay? Don't worry about that. But for baby girl names, if you guys have any ideas that could kind of like match our family, we have, if you guys noticed, have like pretty unique names. We're going for unique and strong names for our babies. So if you guys have any ideas for girl names, go ahead and message me, DM me. And now for the moment you've all been waiting for, I'm going to show you guys what my baby bump looks like. I'm not going to show you guys my tummy because honestly, I don't think you guys care. The only people that care are the ones that kind of like have pregnancy belly fetishes, which I figured out. There's quite a bit of you. Kind of weird, but I'm not about that life. So yeah, I'm going to show you guys my 15-week and 5-day, almost 16 weeks baby bump. Okay, so there's really not that much to see. It's a really tiny bump. I mean, but what can you expect for like 15 weeks, right? Yeah, it's little. I was hoping to show a lot faster this time around since it's my 3rd baby, but I guess not. Alright, that's it guys. I hope you liked this video. If you did, give me a big thumbs up. Don't forget to like this video, guys. Seriously, I have no comments. At least you can like the video. And then again, no comments, but if you guys want to message me, Instagram or email, it's all in my description. And then keep coming back for more videos. Bye guys!